Okay, today I'm gonna make a camera stand for my desk. It's gonna be real simple, anyone can do it, and it's only gonna cost me about $1. Gonna make it out of foam board, so it's something you can find anywhere. I've already cut it into some smaller pieces just so it would fit on the camera. Got it. Let's see, yep, there it all is. So I got it measured out, and then I cut them into smaller pieces. I didn't cut all of it out. You can still see some of the lines and everything, but that shouldn't take too long to do. In fact, this whole project should be pretty quick, and this is kind of the basic idea of what I had for it. There you go. So just a big arch that'll stand on top of my desk, and then I can just mount my webcam to the top. But just a big arch really, and the camera sitting on it. Of course, if you don't have glue, I mean, I guess that would add on an additional $2 maybe. So maybe this is a $3 project. I am poor, so this is pretty nice, just sticking to cheap, readily available materials. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting all these little pieces out and then kind of piece it together for you. Alright, so I got all the pieces cut out, and here's kind of the sort of the rundown on what each part is. So these fatter, shorter pieces are going to be the legs. Where'd my drawing go? Yeah. So these shorter fat ones will be the legs on the, I guess, stand there. So there's that. We're gonna have there's 8 total, because I gotta put 4 together to make like a rectangle so it'll stand up. These skinny pieces will be that sort of brace there on the middle of this sort of bridge structure, I guess. So I'm gonna put those kind of perpendicular to the top. That way it's not gonna sag down from the weight of the camera or anything like that. And then this long piece, you didn't see me cut this on the camera just because I cut this earlier just so it would fit in the video. But that's going to be the actual sort of bridge surface itself. This is where the camera is going to sit on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to have it clamp onto the edge here and then the camera can stare downwards at the desk or wherever. Or maybe I'll cut a hole here in the middle and then the camera can just rest there and look straight down. I mean, I guess I could do both. It really wouldn't hurt anything. So I'm gonna leave it this way as is just to see if this works, and then probably later on just add a little hole, measure it out, find the center, and then cut a rectangular hole here for the camera to fit into. But now that all that's taken care of, I just gotta glue it all together. So the way I mean, you can do that really anyway. It's all just foam board. There's no special way of doing it. However you want. Okay, so the problem I am encountering now is that the foam board is slightly warped. So you can see it's laying there completely still. I'm gonna bring it up. Well, I don't know if the camera will be. Yeah, you can kind of see. See how this piece here, it's kind of bent outwards. It's kind of bowed out instead of being perfectly straight. So it's going to be a little difficult to glue that on there, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some toothpicks. Let's see if I can find them. There they are. And I've done this before on some other projects of mine. I'm going to take these toothpicks, break them into roughly, about 1/4 inch long segments, and then use them to pin these pieces of poster board in place. I'll probably just, I don't want to do too many just for the sake of time and to make this a simplistic project. It should be real quick. I'm just going to put maybe 3, one at the end, one middle, one over here. So minor setback, but shouldn't be too bad. Alright, so, I mean, there's one, basically, or one part of the leg. You're gonna do this a whole bunch more times, but the whole concept is pretty simple. Poke a hole for the toothpick. If your poster board isn't warped like mine is, you wouldn't even have to pin it like this. But if it is, just poke a hole through it with a needle or the pointy end of a toothpick, and then just glue and then put the toothpicks in. Easy. Boring thing is you have to do it 8 times. Or, yeah, a couple times. I don't even know. Alright, now I have 2 of these sort of pillar leg things. So now what I'll do is I'll take this long strip here, and I'm just gonna pin it to the top here, and I want to try and get as much width on this as I can, so I'm only gonna attach and cover up about 2/3 of the top here. Squeeze out an extra inch or 2. Now all I'm gonna do is just take these triangular braces, these sort of reinforcements, and then just glue them up in these corners. So there'll be 2 on each side, so 2 here, 2 on the other side. Okay, so hopefully that helps out some. I got both sides done, both of those little corner brackets. So what I'm gonna do next, probably anyway, is take these little skinny strips and then attach them up here. That way it won't flex as much. However, with 1 sheet of poster board, I did not have enough to get a full length going there. So I have to attach it kind of in the back between that triangle piece, just kind of hovering there in the middle. So just as I said, things don't go as planned and it takes longer than it should have. Well, I didn't want to just glue those skinny strips right there in the middle and then have like an ugly gap here by these corner braces, and then it wouldn't even extend all the way to the actual leg. So what I did was I took the skinnier piece, I scored it a little bit along the way, then I bent it into this sort of corner L shape. Then I stuck a toothpick in there, not an entire toothpick. I think I broke it into like an inch long, so it stops about here, but the pointy end sticks out. I did that to both, and my plan is to just cover this with glue and then poke them into each other. I have 1 long sort of support beam that will extend from both sides of this. This is the next day. Let the glue all dry, and it looks like it came out pretty well, or at least functional. So you can see that sort of support beam I glued down there. So that keeps it from bending over there. You can see I can hold on one side. It's not really bending too much. I just kind of have it mounted on there. I can adjust the angle down or up, whatever. I really should have zoomed in before I did that, but there you go. Learning. Should have taken like 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes to make, but you can learn from all of my bountiful mistakes, because it took me, actually it didn't even take me that long, probably an hour. It should take you like 20 minutes now. Congratulations.